Eneo hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. The rise of Edwin Sifuna is complicating the 2027 political matrix for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And as a matter of fact, the two will be forced to go back to the drawing board if they have to realize their dreams of becoming the next presidents of the Republic of Kenya. I'm saying this because over the weekend, Edwin Sifuna was in Kitengela, and the reception was terrific and was terrifying. After that, they went to Nyayo Stadium. Again, the reception was terrific. Allow me to ask you this question. Do you think Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka or Fred Okengo Matiang'i would have pulled such kind of a crowd in Kitengela, or would have been received the way Edwin Sifuna was received in Nyayo Stadium? I'm asking that question because it's going to reach a point where Edwin Sifuna will join this camp, and then discussions or negotiations will begin. And Edwin Sifuna will be told to go back to the Senate. Do you think Edwin Sifuna will agree to go back to the Senate? Do you think Edwin Sifuna can waste this chance? Because these chances, they come once and they must be utilized. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I want to explain to you guys why the rise of Edwin Sifuna is complicating the equation for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and for Fred Okengo Matiang'i in particular. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, why is the rise of Edwin Sifuna complicating the equation for these guys? By the way, this is a prediction I made sometimes back, that the popularity of Rigathi Gachagua after he was impeached was going to really affect in a negative way the equation in the opposition. It has come to pass. But again, the rise of Edwin Sifuna might actually be a blessing to William Ruto. Start to think about it. But this is how the rise of Edwin Sifuna is going to affect Kalonzo and Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Number one, the winning formation. You know, there's one thing we keep on repeating on this platform, that the opposition in Kenya can easily defeat President William Ruto in 2027. But that can only happen if they are united. And not just united, if they are united with the right winning formation. And for Ruto to be defeated, the winning formation must include the Luhya nation. So which means if the united opposition agree to support Fred Matiang'i or Kalonzo Musyoka, they must win in Mount Kenya, which is automatic. Then they have to go and win where? In the Luhya Nation. Now that's where now the entry of Edwin Sifuna comes in. Because the moment Edwin Sifuna will come down to the Senate, you'll be told, okay, we are supporting you back to Senate. That's the moment that momentum he has or is enjoying is going to disappear. And because he knows that, Edwin Sifuna is likely to be on the ballot as a presidential candidate. And if Edwin Sifuna will be on the ballot, tell me if Kalonzo will bolt out. Kalonzo, there's no way Kalonzo will bolt out of the presidential race because Edwin Sifuna is running. There is no way. But if Edwin Sifuna is running, Kalonzo is running, it would mean Kalonzo cannot win because he cannot get the lawyer support base. So through that, and that's the honest truth, it's going to affect the two. For Matiang'i, his dream of consolidating the Western Alliance with this emergence of Sifuna, I can assure you, that is now gone and dead. He's going to control the Kisi. Sifuna is likely to control the Luhya Nation. The Luhya Nation will split, but most of them will vote with William Ruto. That's what I'm thinking. And because of that, the winning formation is disrupted completely. Unless Sifuna will agree to go back to the Senate. Again, if he goes back to the Senate, that momentum will be dead. That's number one. Number two, there is the battle for the control of the crowd. Who is in control of the masses? Before I explain that, allow me to take this opportunity to introduce you guys once again to BRICS Solutions. BRICS Solutions is your number one partner in software solutions, CCTV installation, structured cabling, and website design. Currently, BRICS Solutions has developed one of the best petrol station management softwares. It has all these features you are seeing on your screen. Contact them on the numbers you are seeing on your screen for live demonstrations. Also, you can visit their websites for additional information. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always explained to you guys on this platform that politics is a perceptional game. That's why when William Ruto went to, was it Meru the other day, and the crowd was overwhelming, most people started the narrative that William Ruto hired those crowds. Because nobody had imagined that William Ruto could attract, was it in Nyeri by the way, could attract such kind of a crowd in Mount Kenya. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has been there for a long time. He has held rallies, including in Kitengela. We didn't see that kind of a crowd. In fact, the crowd we witnessed in Kitengela was not only massive, they were also charged. Matiang'i has been holding strategic meetings across the countries, but from the background, not really political rallies. So the question is going to be asked, who has the numbers? Who has the people? You can only answer that through what you see. Sifuna can say, let us go to Kasarani. Let us fill this time. So the battle of the crowd, the two gentlemen are clearly losing to Edwin Sifuna. Because Edwin Sifuna is a student of Raila Amolo Odinga. Most of people supporting Edwin Sifuna used to support Raila Amolo Odinga. They love the brand of politics, the firebrand brand of politics, which Sifuna is currently playing, the populist politics. So when it comes to the battle for the crowds, Sifuna is winning against them. And that's going to work against them. So which means they will have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how can we now then also go outside there and win the support of the crowd. That's number two. Number three, And this is the biggest fear for the opposition. But for William Ruto, he's actually laughing to the bank. The possibility of a third force. The moment Edwin Sifuna will declare his interest in the presidency, because signs are there. Signs are there. For those who were keenly following yesterday's event, Edwin Sifuna had that t-shirt with Raila Odinga's picture here. In that t-shirt, it was written, "Who told you?" That "who told you" simply means who told you that ODM cannot produce a presidential candidate. This team will only require Ndindi Nyoro to complete the equation. And they'll be ready. And that third force is going to eat into the numbers of Kalonzo, Matiang'i, is going to eat into the numbers of the orphans left by Raila, and it's going to be a very serious force. Because the truth is, Kalonzo has not been able to win the support of Raila Odinga supporters. Some of his key allies, like my friend Bola, is just abusing Raila supporters all over. Bola Motola. So he's not been able. Matiang'i had the goodwill, but he's not moving. You see, Raila supporters love this kind of politics where everybody is moving. Things are moving very quickly. So that possibility of a third force is a problem. And lastly, there is the ODM and the Gen Z support base. Fred Matiang'i is running today because he was under a lot of pressure from the young people to run. Kalonzo Musyoka was the darling of the Gen Zs. Why? Because he refused to support that finance bill. He was with them. But that Gen Z wave died. Kalonzo was unable to sustain that Gen Z wave. The truth is, even Fred Matiang'i, after he came back into the country, was unable to sustain the Gen Z wave. So these young people were like, where do we patch? They thought of someone in the name of Okia Omtata. We no longer hear the name of Okia Omtata as far as the presidential race is concerned. They had Maraga. Maraga is struggling. Now, the real Gen Z candidates in the name of Sifuna, Babu, Kaleba missing, in the name of Ndindi Nyoro, are now emerging. So these guys will eat into those support base, the Gen Z support base. And of course, they're also coming as ODM, rebels from ODM. So they are coming with a huge chunk of ODM support base. Who benefits in all this? William Ruto. That's why yesterday when I saw teargassed in Kitengela, I just laughed. I laughed. Why? Because there's no way you can tell me that these young people can go to Kitengela. All of them speak, including Edwin Sifuna. Then when the rally ends, that's when the government throws in the tear gas. That cannot happen. If the government didn't want this rally to happen, we would have witnessed running battles in Kitengela from morning. But somewhere, and I'm repeating, someone somewhere is strategic and is trying to create this group, trying to win another support for them. And that's exactly what is happening. And I am glad I'm not alone. I'm with Salasia on this. But time will vindicate us. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.